My name is Kevin Vincent, and I had a stroke.
My name is Mark Pangle, and I am autistic.
My name is Harvey Hanna. I live with constant back pain.
My name is Jalen Boyd, and I am a man with ADHD.
My name is Miranda Grunwell. I was born with a learning disability.
My name is James Chan, and my disability is brain tumors and brain aneurysms.
My name's Christina Geary, and I'm a stroke survivor.
I'm Mona Collett, Director of Disability Justice Initiatives. Advocacy can look a lot of different ways and mean different things to different people. In our world at Disability Network, advocacy can be working one-on-one with a customer, working with a group of people, all the way up to systemic change work, where we look at the policies and practices within a system that could shift to best include the disability community and the greater community as a whole.
My name is Sarah. I work at Disability Network. I am a community specialist, community resource specialist, and I also facilitate 2 support groups. I have muscular dystonia, which I've had since I was born, and then I do have a hearing impairment, which I lost when I was about a year old, and then I developed chronic pain when I was around 5 years old. And just with all those disabilities, we just don't fit in a box.
My name is Mark Pangle, and I am autistic and also ADHD. A lot of older autistics, they don't have a good support group. They don't know other autistics. They just are kind of just left on their own at a certain point. So when I discovered the group and found, there's late diagnosed autistics like me, there's people all over the spectrum, which is so beautiful to see, just all aspects of the spectrum presented in a space that's where you don't have to mask, where you don't have to explain your disability to another person because they all understand.
I think it's important for people to know that disabilities happen at different times in life. Somebody like myself was born with a disability, and then at the age of 30, I had a stroke and acquired another disability. And life still went on. Life looked a little bit different, but with the support of our great community, I was still able to be active in our community and do everything I needed to.
I'm Mary Fortney. I am the Community Engagement Manager for Disability Network Southwest Michigan's Battle Creek region. Battle Creek is a very industrial town, and so a lot of the work happens on your feet. What we encounter quite frequently is there's a person who has worked on their feet all their life in whatever capacity, whether it be food service or factory or whatnot, and their body ages or something develops over time to where they're no longer able to do that kind of work. And so quite frequently they come to us and they ask, what else am I able to do? They're not ready to retire. They want to continue to work. How can I find some accommodations in the workplace? What does that look like?
My name is Zaria McCrory. What accommodations are for me is basically things that I need to make the job easier or just doable, honestly, whether that's I need a 30-minute break instead of 15, or I need to sit down, I need to take my medicine, can I have my medicine on me? Disability Network helped me get letters for accommodations, what jobs to apply for, what to say in the interview, helped me get my social security card and my birth certificate, helped me get on SSDI, and connected me with a lawyer that had me win my appeal, helped me with housing, everything I have in my life right now, basically besides the baby, that get set up to just live like a normal person. It means a lot, and it is okay to have people remind you of the great person you are.
Out of the Battle Creek office, we offer a wide variety of supports for people with disabilities, everything from one-on-one advocacy, helping somebody learn more about how to speak up for themselves, whether it be at the workplace, whether it be in the community or in their families, asking for what they need.
Well, I think disability impacts everyone in such a different way, and that getting it out there allows people to feel comfortable with these conversations. Because I know when I first acquired my disability, it was so foreign to me that like having a conversation about it with people who didn't have disabilities was difficult. But then when I found my people, other people with disabilities, it was so easy to just relate and talk about each of our experiences. And I think having that open dialogue really allows people to feel comfortable with each other.
My name is Arias Cruz. I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and postular orthostatic tachycardia. Disability doesn't fit in a box. One, because it's always able to change. My condition specifically is degenerative. So over time, as I grow older, my ligaments will worsen. Disabilities can also be mental illness related. I struggle with bipolar disorder as well as ADHD. I consider those both to be disabilities, and those impact my life on a day-to-day basis as well, just as much as my physical disabilities do.
Oh, my name is Max Hornick, and I work at Disability Network, and my role here is Community Education Coordinator. I think most of the time when people hear the word disability, like the first image that pops into their brain is a person using a wheelchair. And that's definitely one type of disability. But the reality is the majority of disabilities are what we call non-apparent, meaning you can't tell the person has a disability just by looking at them. And so for myself, I have a few non-apparent disabilities. So I'm autistic and I have PTSD and migraines. And so most of the time when people interact with me, they have no idea that I have a disability. Because you can't really tell just by looking at me, but disability is really diverse. So it's important to keep in mind most of the time when you're interacting with a disabled person, you won't know just by looking at them.
So my name is Abby Turner, and I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and dysautonomia, which causes a lot of issues with my heart rate and blood pressure and chronic pain and a lot of joint instability. One of the main reasons I think it should be talked about is I feel like a lot of people are kind of like hesitant to even like say they were like bring it up, but the reality is like 25% of the American population is disabled. We're the largest minority in our country, and it really, the more you talk about it, the more normalized it gets, and so the more things become easily accessible without everyone having to like fight for that accessibility. And that's one of the most important things, is just normalizing it, because it is normal.
Well, I love the D-Word campaign because it really just allows people to fly their disability flag. For me, I didn't really know how to do that until I came to Disability Network, and everyone was just so open and talking freely. I mean, I think I told you my first day, it was so healthy for me to be like, you know what, I have a migraine because of my brain injury, and everyone's like, oh yeah, take the day, no big deal. I've never worked in an environment like that before, and it's so healthy and inspiring, and I think the campaign kind of did that for everybody.
Disabled is not a bad word, and seeing other people in the community embrace that as well was really refreshing. I really appreciate Disability Network coming through. They're able to help me with those resources that I might not have, or able to find new ones.
I think one of the biggest things that Disability Network does is create community for disabled people. That was something I didn't have before coming to Disability Network, which is so important. Plus, you guys have so many good resources, which is like so helpful as navigating the world as a disabled person.
I think the Disability Network allows people to feel seen, and it inspires other people with disabilities to come out and just live the life that they want to live instead of being shut in and scared to live that life.
Disability
is not a bad word.